it's Hebrews 12. I was in the right spot. Okay. Pursue peace with everyone and the holiness without which no one will see the Lord. Did you hear that? Pursue peace with everyone and the holiness without which no one will see the Lord. That's the universal call to holiness, my brothers and sisters. So I know whatever the Holy Father has written, it's got to be an exhortation towards that. It has to be, because there's only one call. Everyone is to be holy. Everyone. Now, from what I understand, what the Holy Father has written, he is attempting to try and make holiness something that we have these preconceived ideas of what we think we need to do to or be or act if we're holy. And what the modern saints have taught us, and when I mean modern saints, I mean Saint Therese Lisieux. I'm thinking of Jose Maria Escriva, the founder of Opus Dei. What he taught us, what they taught us, is that holiness is done in the everydayness of life. Pursuing your vocation with all of your heart is the road to holiness. It's not performing miracles. Get that out of your mind. Wonder working has nothing to do with holiness. It isn't. The greatest saint that Jesus ever named was who? John the Baptist. And how many miracles did he perform in his lifetime?
None.
None. He said, none greater was born of women than John the Baptist. None. And he performed this many miracles in his lifetime. So get that out of your mind. That has nothing to do with it. Holiness has everything to do with your commitment to follow Christ and to live out his word. Well, what does that mean? Well, part of it means living your vocation to its fullness. What does that mean? That means if you're married, you love and honor your spouse, and you desire them to get into heaven. You love and care for your children if you have them. What if you're single? Then it's dedicating your life to your job and being a witness to Christ in the world. How do you do that? Well, I'll tell you how. By being pure of heart, meek, humble, giving to others, not being jealous or envious of others, not pursuing the inter-office gossip, just not participating in it, not being prudish or, oh, I'm this way because, no. Now you're being obnoxious. No brownie points for obnoxiousness. It's just being authentically loving to other people. That's holiness. The word holy itself means to be separate. That's all it means. It's to be sacred, to be separated from ordinary existence. God has called each and every one of us to be a unique light to wherever we are and whatever we do. And the more that we can shine that light of Jesus, and what does that mean? Being, again, loving to your neighbor more than to yourself. Preferencing others to yourself. There's a big one. Not worrying yourself to death if someone else gets the promotion that you've done all the work for. Now we're getting where the rubber meets the road, right? where you are not bitter, envious, hateful, gossiping, backbiting for that person, and just say, Lord bless you. Lord bless. You know why? Because this world is not our home, honey. Don't worry about it. Yeah, but I put in all that. I should get, I. Right there's the problem. You hear what I'm saying? That's where the holiness comes in. When you take the I out of everything and you put in Jesus. Jesus, your will be done. Jesus, you bless that person more. Right? Lord, you got to bless my husband more. He's getting on my nerves. Lord, you got to bless my wife all the more. She's getting on my nerves. And you say, I'm just going to love more now. I'm going to love more now. That's holiness. And the more you do that, that is what's transforming. That's what this call to holiness is. And it's not, and again, back to what did Jesus say? I think we forget, what did Jesus say? Where are we? Where's Jesus? Hebrews. Luke. What did Jesus say? Let them what? Deny themselves. That's what we're talking about. Not me, others. For the sake of the most sorrowful passion of Jesus, Lord, have mercy on us and on the whole world. Have mercy on this person. Grace this person more. Out of his sorrow, do that. Pray for that person. I'm telling you, it's transformative. Because that's not how the world acts. The world acts, use people to climb over to get to the top. People are just things to be used to get to your ends. So when someone doesn't do that, that's unusual. And does it genuinely. You hear what I'm saying? Yeah. And if you're not sure how to do it, then just do it and just say, Lord bless you, and just walk away. Yes?
Like you said, teacher said, be holy because your Father is holy. But as you look through the gospel and through the Bible and look through Jesus personally, you will love him because you know him. How you know him? Because of the way that he acts. He's so loving. He's so care for people in so many occasions. See, and he wants to see us, our faith in him.
Yes.
Want to see our faith in him and also believe in him. It's just like the man unclean and he called Jesus, if you are willing to clean me. And Jesus saw that, he was touched. He said, I am willing. You are clean. Go and show to the priest.
Yes.
The other thing is, the other occasion that the foreign woman, that her daughter was possessed by a demon, called, Sir, help my daughter. I am here for the lost sheep of Israel. That's what he said. But please help my daughter. It's not right to get the food of the children and throw it to the dog. Everybody gonna be offended by calling dog.
You're right.
You know, but she said that even the dog master, even the dog that, sir, even the dog that can eat the crumb falling on his master's table.
Yep.
And what Jesus said, your faith has saved your daughter.
Yep.
She's healed. You know, she's just touched by the the truly faithful, sincere from us. Another one is the centurion.
Yes.
You know, the centurion is what? He's the enemy of the Jews. And
Yes.
Jesus is a very faithful Jew.
Mm-hmm.
But he sent the Jewish elder, come out and greet Jesus and ask that there's a servant of this centurion that needs help. And then Jesus says, do I need to come to their house? But then later he sent out people and greet him and said, I'm not worthy for you to come under my roof. But only says the word of my servant going to be saved. And he said, truly, he amazing of his faith. He said, truly, all Israel, there no one have such a faith like this person.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because he knows Jesus is God.
Mm-hmm.
He knows he doesn't need Jesus come in and touch and do that. He said, just say that and we will be saved. Mm-hmm. How faithful he is. That's what Jesus said, I am amazing. There are two things that Jesus say about amazing. One thing about the centurion, I'm amazed of his faith, so that his servant be saved. And the other amazing that these people lack of faith in his own town. When they come in and preaching, and people, is that the son of Joseph, the son of Mary, and son of son? And he's disappointed. He's just amazing that they lack of faith. So otherwise he's gonna kill them. He didn't do any miracle in them. He walked away.
Yes.
See that? So to love Jesus, you have to see through his person. You know, to see through him to see how much love that he gave us. He gave to the people. How much touch. Zacchaeus is the tax collector. He's a simple man. He climbed up the sycamore and thought, Jesus, come down with Zacchaeus. I'm gonna go to eat lunch at your house. And people say, why you go to a sinful man and eat with him? Don't you know? But Jesus said, only sick people that need physicians.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
See that? So see how beautiful his thought and how beautiful he is as a,
and that is our model from which to follow. So every one of those.
So to look through that in order to learn from that,
Yes.
see that, and then the love for people.
Yes. And I would say that if we have trouble with that, if you say, well, I don't really feel that. One, it's not a feeling. Let's put that to bed right now. You don't feel to love. If you wait to feel to love, you won't. Love is an action. It's a decision. It's a commitment. It's not a feeling. If you want to know the definition of love, if you've ever been to a Catholic wedding, you should be very familiar with this. The entire chapter of 1 Corinthians 13 is about love. If I speak in the tongues of mortals and of angels, but do not have love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. I'm just making noise. If I have prophetic powers and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have faith so as to move mountains, but I do not have love, what does he say?
I am
Nothing. If I give away all my possessions and I hand over my body so that I may boast, but do not have love,
I gain nothing.
love is everything. So what is love, St. Paul? Love is patient. Love is kind. It is not envious. It's not boastful. It's not arrogant or rude. I would add obnoxious. It does not insist on its own way. It's not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoices in the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. This is an interesting translation because other translations would say fail. Love never fails. Now, did you sense any feeling words in that definition? It's not warm, fuzzy, it isn't, it has nothing to do with that. It is a decision that we make that with this person, I'm going to be patient, kind, not envious, boastful, arrogant, rude, obnoxious. I'm not going to insist on my own way with this person. I'm not going to be irritable or resentful. It's a decision. It's a choice. It's an action. This is basic Christian virtue 101, quite honestly. Jesus commanded us to love God with our whole heart, soul, strength, body, and mind, and to love our neighbors as ourselves. This is what he was talking about. Okay. The rest of this chapter says, as for tongues, they will cease. For knowledge, it will come to an end. For we know only in part, we prophesy only in part. But when the complete comes, the partial will come to an end. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I thought as a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became an adult, I put an end to childish ways. For now we see in a mirror dimly, but when we will see face to face. Now I know only in part, then will I know fully, even as I've been fully known. Now, faith, hope, and love abides these three, but the greatest of these is love. You want to know why? Without love, you're nothing, but love will endure past this life. Faith and hope will not. When you get to heaven, you won't need to have faith in God. You'll know. Right? You're going to have faith to see.